All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are back in studio for the first time. He has been on the show before, but on Zoom, we have him in studio. We have Sam Heughan here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's so cozy in here.
It is. We're very festive in here. It's a little hot, I'm not going to lie, but it's all right.
We are warm, though, rather than being cold.
Yeah.
And we are feeling even more warm now that we have this book, The Cocktail Diaries, right here. Look, I'm doing a little, like we said, a little late night.
Late night.
A little, Jimmy Fallon.
Presentation.
Here's the book.
Slap that thing right on.
We were saying we should make some cocktails, but it is early here, isn't it?
It is, but we love a cocktail.
Poor planning on our
What
part.
is your go-to festive cocktail? What is it?
Ooh, festive. I mean, I'm not a big festive cocktail person because I feel like a lot of festive cocktails, like the holiday season, they put eggnog in everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I really don't like eggnog.
Baileys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're heavy.
Yeah. Do you like the Christmas markets though? Do you go when they put, hot chocolate with like rum
Oh,
and
yes,
stuff?
that'll have. Yeah, a little like little spiked hot chocolate or
mulled
mulled
wine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I like a mulled wine.
Yeah, mulled wine.
I love them.
Yeah.
Nothing is better. There's one restaurant that I would go to that once winter starts, it's cold, they greet everybody with a mulled wine before you sit down.
That sounds
Delightful.
delicious. That's a great.
Yeah, I would say that festive drink wise, mulled wine,
Yeah.
I'm not big on like all the candy canes in my drink and all that.
You're
Like
more classy than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Well, our signature cocktail is got this spiced syrup in it, which we use all of those Christmas spices.
Yeah.
So star anise, cloves, and then it's with whiskey and cherry liqueur. So it's proper like warming, festive.
Look,
that sounds really nice.
as we were skimming through it, it did say that you do love a spirit forward drink.
Yeah.
Which I'm probably the complete opposite. I like a drink where I don't feel like, is there alcohol in this?
Right. Yeah.
Although I do love a dirty martini, which
Who doesn't?
is obviously alcohol forward.
Right, but we are masking it with the taste of olives because we really, a lot of times when we're ordering dirty martinis, I feel like...
Although I'm strictly
You're
dirty
just-
now. I don't go very dirty anymore.
Really?
I go
and
dirty.
how dirty do you go? I mean, are you like blue
Well, it's
cheese
really
and all
up
that
to
stuff?
the bartender's discretion at this
Okay.
point, right? Like,
Okay.
because you go to so many different places, and I know my spots, especially in the city, where it's like, well, this spot I order like a slightly dirty.
Yeah.
This spot I order dirty because you can never tell.
Do you like
Sometimes
pickles?
You
Are you pickles fan?
Love
I mean, who
pickles.
doesn't like pickles?
Love
I mean, if
pickles.
you're-
Pickle martini.
Pickle martini? Oh, come on. So good. You can infuse your vodka with pickles, but I love putting those little pickles in there. And,
Yeah.
Oh my
There's
God. pickle juice.
A little nibble of the pickle.
Yeah.
The small
Stop.
pickles.
You're making me thirsty.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
There's
I know. We really should have made some cocktails.
Seriously, there's a bar that's not too far from here that I love that does a it's called their everything martini. It's gin, but it's a pickle gin martini with like a almost like an everything bagel like seasoning.
Oh my God,
and this
that
on the
sounds
it's really
delicious.
fantastic. It's really fantastic. I was there this weekend. That's why I'm thinking about it. But while we're talking about martinis, I do love that you also said with your dirty martini, 4 olives.
I mean, look. I think
That's what I prefer
I love
too.
olives because you're gonna eat them. They're not even gonna infuse in the martini, are they? They're gone before you even had your drink. I love martinis as well. And actually, one of my favorites is the Vesper. It goes back to James Bond, and it's vodka and gin. But it's so good. It's so good.
Double whammy there.
It's a double whammy,
Yeah.
but yeah. Well, I mean, he created it in Casino Royale.
Yeah,
And I actually think he created it to get his people he's playing poker with to get them drunk. Because he wants to beat them. So it's a really strong cocktail, but it is delicious.
I do respect the 4 olives because I feel like, I'm a blue cheese olive gal. When they have it, I get it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times I think I'm ordering the dirty martini more for the olive than the actual drink.
Where you're like, you want a snack.
And
Give me an olive with a drink on the side.
I feel like I would
Right.
like a snack,
Yeah.
and then when you get a drink that only has 1 olive in it,
and when
Yeah.
and sometimes I'll ask the waiter, I'm like, as many olives as you can, as many as they'll allow.
As many
in
that
this,
will stick on
which
the
is
spear.
usually, I think most of the times they cap it at like 3. you know?
Yeah, they probably,
They're being sticklers.
They're
on their
being
olives.
stickers on their olives. Maybe you should take your own olives with you next time.
Just a jar.
This city is great for a martini, though,
they
isn't
are.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I may have had a couple yesterday.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
very fair.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It
Like,
is.
Brunching here is you guys take it seriously.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous.
It can.
I'm more of a nighttime drinker, though, I
Okay.
would say.
All right.
I don't like the feeling of
you wait till it gets dark.
Yes,
Yeah.
because in the middle of the day, then you're like, oh my God, then maybe you fall asleep, right? You fall asleep at like 7 o'clock. Then you wake up, you're hungover at 11 p.m.
Oh God, no, that doesn't sound good.
No.
But I suppose it's this time of year people do day drink, right?
For sure.
I saw those Santas going around the city.
Oh,
were you here during
SantaCon?
Santas like to drink, huh?
Oh boy, do they! I probably went the worst way because I was actually leaving the city on Saturday, and so the train station. SantaCon in New York is very heavy on the outer cities come into New York for SantaCon.
So you guys will leave when Santa's coming.
Yeah, so I'm approaching Penn Station. I looked at my husband. I went, oh no, is it today?
Quick.
He went, it's today, because all of a sudden the Santas started coming at us.
Save
They're
yourself.
coming out of that. They're everywhere. And a lot of restaurants in New York will put signs on the door, no Santas allowed.
No Santas allowed, which is, I don't know. Fair enough, actually.
Yeah. I was gonna say during the holiday season, a bit rude, but if they want
for SantaCon Day,
bunch of drunk Santas in their restaurant, you got to draw a limit somewhere.
Yeah. But we do love to brunch. I love a Bloody Mary, which you have in here, but as a Bloody Maria, which I'm also a fan of.
100%. Yeah, I was in Mexico when we were working with our a distillery there where we did a bottling with them, and Tony Sayas, he's like a third generation master distiller, and we had been out all day, seeing the Jimadors and seeing them picking the agaves and cutting them, and it was super hot. We got back and he had like this pint of like tomato juice, and he just sank it, and I was like, what is that? It was like a Bloody Maria, and it's so delicious with the clam juice as well. Like, we don't really have that in the UK. It's quite hard to find, but it makes all the difference.
Yeah, we're my family big Clamato fans. My dad, that's growing up, he always made his own Bloody Mary mix, and that was it's such a staple, and it was the Clamato. And then even just like you had mentioned in the book there, you got a michelada, but it's like, it depends on where you are when you order one, because you can get one like what's in the book where it's like the lime juice and the Worcestershire is just on the bottom. Or you can get what I guess is more traditionally like the Clamato con cerveza, which is like the heavy. But sometimes you go and order a michelada and you do get the Clamato. So it's a mix.
Are you spicy? You guys?
I do like a
spicy.
Yeah.
And where you sit with a Caesar, which is better, like the Canadian version.
Not as big
not as good.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a whole nation up there who are just going to be really upset with you now.
I know. Sorry to my Canadians.
What I want to know, what inspired you to write this book, and how much experimenting went into making these drinks, because you got a lot of.
How many drinks needed to be drunk?
So I'm a spirits maker. I have my own brand, and we have our own distillery in Scotland that we've just opened called the Galloway Distillery in my hometown. And I'm just an enthusiast. I'm a terrible bartender. I mean, I can make you a drink, but I'm not a great bartender, but I'm enthusiastic, and I love it. And I love meeting people. And on my journeys in creating our spirits, got to meet some amazing producers, whether in Mexico or Scotland or traveling around the US and even my other travels. I was in Nepal last year. It's just amazing to meet these people. And so in the back of it, we have cocktails from friends, and they're some of the top bartenders in the world have created cocktails for us. So we've included them in the back as well. But I just love it, and I wanted to sort of pass over my enthusiasm. And I think some people, we don't make cocktails, or they think it could be quite overwhelming. These are all super simple. A lot of them are 3-ingredient cocktails, a lot of classics. I love the classics, and I love the history behind it. I'm a bit of a history buff, I guess, or I guess working on Outlander means that, I've got to be into it. And I just love the story behind it.
Yeah, that's definitely very true. That is true, because you learn kind of, we all know what a Negroni is, but why is it called a Negroni?
Yeah. Well, Count Negroni is why he's called a Negroni. He's an Italian guy, and he was like, let's make this drink. And I think it was perhaps not a mistake, but it was similar to an Americano, but then adding gin in it. And I love a Negroni. But then you get all the riffs on it, right? You could have a tequila Negroni. Fantastic. I love experimenting. And I think that's what I'm trying to say is like, yes, you can do things wrong, but give it a go. Try it.
Right.
Definitely.
There's so many different options that you can go with. It's like when people figured out that if they want an espresso martini, they can do it with tequila instead of vodka.
Yeah.
There's just so
good
many different...
old whiskey, it's great. And I love that, you can play around. And I think that like then you get like a great bartender make something, and then other bartenders will be like, okay, let's do a riff on that and play with it more. So it's very creative.
Isn't it so interesting? You know, you go to different bars and you try this same exact cocktail, and every single bartender makes it different.
Yeah.
I just started getting more into old fashions. It's an acquired taste, but the more I had, or the better ones that I had, the more I enjoyed. There's also so many different options, especially around the holiday season. I feel like in fall, there's like an apple, or you can go pumpkin and different avenues. But then sometimes you go to a restaurant or bar and you order a drink and it is just so bad. and you wonder, how can somebody mess up a classic cocktail so simple? What do you think's the reasoning behind that? Do you think just carelessness? You think that they just, they're making a ton through the night and they just don't care anymore?
Well, I think it's actually...
Things get diluted a lot.
Right.
Yeah, and they probably, you know, if you go back to the classic old fashioned, I mean, it is called that because it was such an ancient cocktail. And it was, cocktails were basically your spirit, your sugar, and your bitter. So you put a teaspoon of really good Demerara sugar, some great bitters, tiny bit of water, you emulsify that, and then you put in a really good whiskey. You can't go wrong. It's perfect.
With one big cube.
Solid. Give it a good stir it down.
Mm-hmm.
But they're probably using some terrible sugar syrup. They're probably using a bad whiskey. So yeah, I think it's about detail, right?
They're doing a scoop of ice.
Yeah, because sometimes
you just,
You're
the
like, what are you
basics. I'm
doing?
no expert. What's going on
people
here?
take shortcuts too, I think, because a lot of people complain about, and I think that's just like the day and age that we're in, where you go and order a cocktail and you're like, oh, but I know this cocktail has a lot of sugar. Can you make it for me without the sugar? And then you're like, well, now it doesn't taste like it doesn't taste. You kind of need it.
Yeah.
And there's certain times when you have a cocktail like that, and I'm like, like I don't. The sugar is a necessary thing in a lot of.
It actually
these
carries a lot
drinks.
of flavor. We were playing around with our gin, and even just like a gin and tonic, and actually, okay. I enjoy, slimline tonics. There's some good ones out there, but actually full fat, should we say, full fat tonic, full sugar tonic actually really changes the flavor profile, and it really helps, and it lifts some gin. So it really does make a difference. So I think, I don't know, as we say, I think you guys sound more like pros than amateurs to me. I think it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
A lot of experience, I guess.
We certainly love drinking them.
What's the most interesting cocktail you think you have in this book that is so different than the norm to you?
Yeah, wow, the most interesting. It's so funny. Actually, I talk a little bit. I was in Nepal last year, and I went to Everest Base Camp, and something I've always wanted to do, and I went up this route that's never been done before. On this journey, we went through little towns and villages, and then we're in the wilderness up in the Himalayas. But this local villager saw our group, quite a large group of porters and ourselves hikers climbing up there. So he followed us for a few days, and he had on his back this huge, I guess, canister of his home-brewed liquid called rakshi, which is essentially like a white spirit that's made with red millet. So a bit like a vodka, but their version, a Nepalese version. And we would buy it off him every day. But as the journey got longer and longer, and we got further and further away from his home, he started charging more and more because he realized, he's having to walk every day carrying this thing. So he's making a good profit out of it. Anyway, at night, they'd warm this up, toast some fenugreek and rice in ghee, which is fat, and it was really delicious and warming. Unfortunately, when it gets cold, the fat solidifies, and it is so gross. But yeah, I talk about it in the book, but it was really amazing. And I think that's what I love as well, going to places and trying their spirit or their cocktail, or, say you go to New Orleans, right? The home of some great classics, the Sazerac, the Ramos Gin Fizz. I love trying those and learning about the history behind it as well.
Right. Yeah. Do you have a desire to experience, they put out that list of like the best bars in the world?
Yeah.
Do you try to go to those as much as possible?
I do. So, I guess on this journey, and you guys have some great ones here in New York, but so some of the bartenders in the book at the back there, they're from these bars. And we have several in Scotland as well. We've got one from Pander and Sons, which is I think in the top 10 or definitely top 50. Yeah. And they've included a cocktail, and I just love it because it's so interesting. As you go there, it's like you're going to a Michelin star restaurant, isn't it?
It is so
like
cool.
The processes they do are they mind-blowing, and you're like, wow, so much work went into preparing this cocktail, and I love it. I think it's really interesting. Whether we can do it at home is another question. It's pretty complex.
It's an art.
It can be hard to replicate. We were in Singapore at the beginning of October, and they have a bunch, and we got to go to a couple of them. And that was really cool, just to kind of, we did like a bar crawl with the tour guide, and she took us to a bunch of these bars that are obviously famous around the world, and got to try a lot of those like signature drinks and drinks that they've created, which was honestly awesome. I still think about that basil smash I had at that one. That was fantastic.
So fun. Yeah, I've not been. I'd love to go there though.
Yeah, that was really cool. And they have a lot, like, for such a small place, they have a lot of the best
bars. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, the top 50 or top 100. Definitely, I've seen them up there. And so cool.
They have a bunch. In the intro in the book, you kind of list a lot of your past jobs that you've had pre-acting and all those things that you were doing. What's like one of the craziest, I know you had a couple of them in there, but can you tell us a story from maybe one of those jobs you had? There's a psych hospital that...
my God. Yeah, I did so much. As a jobbing actor, you work, sporadically, and you got to support yourself, right? So, I worked in bars and restaurants, and I was a terrible waiter. I did a lot of like high-end events. I used to cater at... I remember actually... standing at an event, and Richard Madden, who I know from Game of Thrones, let's say he was a little bit inebriated, and he like got me to hold his drink while he went outside, and I was like holding his drink for him, going, oh my God, Richard, he didn't recognize me. That's quite fun. But I worked a sandwich delivery on a bicycle. I used to cycle around London delivering sandwiches. I worked in women's fashion at Harrods. I worked as a secretary in a mental hospital. I did it all.
It's a lot of very different jobs.
Yeah, it is. So I'm very fortunate now that I got to act for a living. But this is, I guess, a little bit of my past as well. Because I've been on this journey.
Right, and it's very cool to have that life experience, though, to be able to 100%. Experience those different jobs and appreciate the other jobs that are out there, but then also doing what you love as well.
Yeah, I'm so lucky, and actually, I loved working in a bar. It was so fun. I sort of pride myself on being like fast and efficient, and like getting everyone served quickly. And I don't know if it all comes to an end and I have to go back and work in a bar. I don't know. I'd be kind of happy.
Yeah, well,
depends on the bar, I suppose.
Yeah, it depends exactly. And it depends on the bar too, because it's like when you find, and it goes both ways. Like when you find your bar that you love is like your go-to, your community, all the people that work there. It's like you and vice versa. All the bartenders love the clientele. They love who comes, because it's people say you find your Cheers bar.
You said it there, community, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's it in the bartending mixology scene. There is a real community, and an international one, and we share ideas, and it's so fun. I love that.
Yeah.
And actually, interestingly, I've just been playing Macbeth at the Royal Shakespeare Company in the UK, and I just finished last week. But our show was set in a bar.
There you go.
Macbeth in a bar. So I guess maybe it is full circle.
What was your first audition ever? I'm seeing a lot of actors talk about that more often
First
lately.
audition. Oh, honestly, I couldn't tell you what my first one was, but I have a lot of really bad ones. Yeah.
Why do you think they were bad?
I was completely out of my depth in some occasions, or just things you're just not appropriate for, and you get sent up for it, and you're like, what am I doing here? But I remember from, I don't know, Tarzan, and having to like take my top off in front of like the casting director, and you're like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing, to, I don't know, flying out to Los Angeles and testing on jobs like Aquaman, or I remember recently I auditioned for Tron. I was on like the bike, and all that sort of stuff. But
they put you on the equipment.
They put me on the equipment, and we're out there.
They send you to Disney. They put you on the ride.
Universal, and this whole big setup. And at that time, I was working in a bar in London, and I remember them sending a nice car that turned up at my house that was in a really dodgy area, and I'm like, this is amazing. And then there I am a week later back working behind the bar. But it's kind of cool, and
at the time, like, did you keep track of who eventually got those roles, and you're like, oh, Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why am I here? You guys are gonna cast someone famous. But I don't know, it is amazing. And then I guess I've especially gone to Los Angeles, and over the years, kind of as a jobbing actor or an actor trying to break in, to then, I did the LA Marathon. I remember running down Sunset and there's a huge billboard for our show. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's so cool to go on that journey. So I remember, coming to New York and auditioning and walking the streets and it's snowing and being really miserable. And now here I am with you guys.
Yes.
I made it.
Yes.
This is the pinnacle.
And not only did you make it, you've done 8 seasons of Outlander.
Yeah.
And the story is concluding.
Yeah.
We're getting the final season in March, which it's just been such a fun journey. The show is so good. I gotta know what the feeling was like for you, like those last few days on set, and how you've kind of processed the end of it all.
The end of it all.
Yeah, the end of it all. No, the end of Outlander.
It's over. It really is. It was huge. I mean, 8 seasons. We worked on it almost 12 years of my life. I mean, it's a huge part of my life. And, not only it was sad to say goodbye to the character, but also the crew, and everyone becomes family, right? So you're with everyone every day for 12 years. It was really sad. I was ready, but the last year was, honestly, it was like a roller coaster. Every day you go to work and you're like, it feels like another day at work, but actually the last time I'm going to get to speak to this person, or the last time I'm going to wear this, or the last time I'm going to ride my horse, Jack, or, like all these things. And the last day we had this big scene, myself and Katrina Buff, my co-star, and it was like a 7-minute long dialogue scene, and we were doing it, and the whole cast and crew came and watched. And so there was about several hundred people behind the camera watching, like no pressure. Yeah. And it was so hard. We were both just holding back a lot of emotion because,
Because I imagine everybody, even if you're looking out to everybody that's watching you guys, I'm sure they were all emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really, really sad, but also what an amazing journey, amazing character. And the season comes out this spring. It's going to be such a great celebration to like see everyone again, and we are really close. We're like still like family. It's so nice.
Do you feel like it's going to be having to say goodbye a second
time? All over again? Yeah. Perhaps not. I was worried about it, but I think I've had enough time now. Mm-hmm. And as I said, I've been working elsewhere, and it was amazing to go do this play and do something completely different. So I think I've now come to terms with it. But there will definitely be tears, 100%.
Yeah.
And probably whiskey.
Yeah. Lots of cocktails.
Yeah. Whiskey and tears sounds like a song.
Whiskey and tears. It probably is a song.
Probably is a country song somewhere.
Probably. That definitely is true. I know that obviously the fans are so invested in how this all wraps up, and we have the books to go off of and all of those things. But how do you think fans are going to react to this final season?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how it ends. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. But obviously we had to finish it sooner than the books. Diana Gabaldon is still writing the final book, I believe. In fact, I think she's actually finished it, from what I heard. But we had to finish it our own way. So it is a slightly different ending to the books. But I know the fans are going to be distraught to see it end. But hopefully we've served them and served the characters. I'm really proud of it. I can't wait to see. I actually haven't seen the final season, any of it. So I'm excited to see that. But I know, it's going to be very emotional.
Is there any part of you that wants to go back to the very beginning and watch it all from then?
Oh, God. I think one day I will.
Yeah.
Not right now. But I wouldn't mind going back and watching it because I haven't. I have seen episodes, but I've never watched the whole thing.
Oh, you got to go. I will say, I go back and sometimes rewatch just season 1.
Really?
And I loved the show.
Wow,
but see, I don't know, there's something
quite magical.
There was something really magical about that first season that like sometimes when I'm in that, like I'm like, oh, I need something to pick up again. I'm like, I'm gonna watch season 1 of Outlander again.
Oh, that's so nice.
It really was fantastic. And
thank you.
Like you said, so you've worked on it for 12 years.
Yeah.
Which is such a huge amount of time. What do you hope is next in the acting world for you? Like you said, you were just doing theater. Is it maybe more of that? Would you want to be on another like long-standing TV show?
I want to come join you guys.
Yeah.
Third host.
Wait, we got a big
Hey, come on, I could lie on
there.
Chick in the office.
You'll join the Squishmallow and Dobby and
Dude in the office.
Yeah.
What would I like to do? I mean, honestly, it was a dream come true to play Macbeth
Yeah.
at the RC. It was huge. The last people to do it in that theater it was in the 1970s, and it was Judi Dench and Ian McKellen.
Wow.
You may have heard of them.
Yeah.
So we got to do an event with them where myself and my co-star Leah Williams and Judy and Sir Ian, we were on stage and we talked about Shakespeare, and we got to hear them talk about their production, but also they did a bit. Judi Dench did this sonnet, a Shakespeare sonnet. It was like the most beautiful, heartbreaking, amazing thing you've ever heard and seen. So for me, that was really special. So I'd love to do more theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm open to anything, and I've got a couple of things in the pipeline which sound really fun.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's a great.
Probably
Anything
not
that
more
you can
kilts.
tease?
Not really yet, but I'm going to be busy.
Unfair.
I'm sorry,
No, that's
but
amazing though.
yeah,
That's
there
really
was-
exciting.
And people may be upset about the no kilts thing. I think that's.
I mean, you might sneak one in somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say there maybe
There
just.
will always be kilts.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But new
exactly.
chapters are always super exciting. Although,
Yeah.
it feels like a part of your life, the chapter has closed.
Yeah.
It opens up so many different avenues and
like
opens
that.
up more of your schedule as well.
Exactly. You say no,
Yep,
and then
yep.
it gives you space to do other stuff. And and I mean, obviously busy with my spirits brand. We opened my distillery in Galloway, where I'm from, which has been so rewarding.
And
to go
is that
back
something
there.
people can go
Yeah.
like visit and do tastings and all that?
we do tastings,
Amazing.
and it's a small but mighty distillery, and I'm just so proud because I grew up in rural Scotland in the southwest. It's got so much history.
Yeah.
There's castles, there's standing stones. It's amazing to part of Scotland, but people don't really go there. So I'm trying to show that there's so much to explore in Scotland and in that area. So we're also trying to highlight
amazing.
producers there, and
Right.
it's incredible. So yeah, that's a funny.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
You'll put that on the end of the Outlander tours.
Right.
You're like, you do the Outlander tour,
Yeah.
and then you pop it to
Then
you go to the distillery.
Come get drunk. Great. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that where you are spending majority of your time in Scotland still, or are you kind of in the States?
Yeah, I'm kind of all over. I don't really know where I'm going to be the next year or so, but I still have my place in Scotland and I love it. And I'm going home for the holidays and I'm really excited, and probably New Year as well.
Yeah.
We celebrate big every year. It's called Hogmanay, and we probably a bigger holiday and celebration than Christmas.
Ooh.
Wow, that sounds so fun.
Yeah.
It does. I feel like everyone has such a romantic vision in their mind of like what Christmas in Scotland probably looks like.
Yeah.
So
We got to start thinking about New Year's Eve in Scotland.
yeah,
instead.
exactly. That's
New Year.
that's
I don't think it was only maybe like 100 years or maybe less about 100 years I think that Scotland actually was a holiday. People still worked at Christmas because it wasn't a holiday. And now it is, of course.
yeah. It's take a little something from us in the States where we're like Christmas, and between Christmas and New Year's we got nothing. That's the time.
Done. You guys gonna get a break?
Yes,
Yes.
we do have about
Yes.
2 weeks off. Our whole company kind
Yeah.
of shuts down for that
Yeah.
amount of time.
Right.
Which will be very nice. It'll be plenty of time to maybe binge Outlander again.
You can watch
Start from the
binge
top.
Outlander. You can make a cocktail.
Yes,
Exactly.
Well, this is going to really come in handy.
For
The
sure.
cocktail diaries are definitely going to come in handy during this holiday season.
And it's a great gift too, because I love people who have a nice bar cart, getting like a cocktail book for their bar cart. It always
gorgeous.
pops. Always looks nice.
And we told you this at the beginning,
Yep.
but the colors are so
They are.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
And
we
I
actually
feel like-
shot that in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the beginning of the year, and so fun. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's like a moody,
moody, and lots of little insights into my travels and to
Yep.
producers and or the history behind each cocktail. And it's a little bit silly as well.
and I like that it's a hefty book.
Right.
You can
Makes
tell
a good doorstop.
and it all
Yeah.
no, but you can tell that you really took your time and had a lot of passion in this. It's not just a couple pages where you're flipping through and throwing some
100%.
cocktails in
No,
there.
I
Like
love it. I
you
love a
really
hardcover
do
cocktail book too.
care about what you're making.
I
and
really,
you could tell with
I
this.
really do, yeah. And even like the illustrations in there, I really wanted to make it feel personal and a little bit insightful. But yeah, I really do. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and good tips and tricks, because I think people see how to make a cocktail, and then like I love at the back of the book, it's like, here's all the equipment you need. Here's
Yeah.
all this. Like 'cause
Right.
that's step one. Is like, what do I need to have in my kitchen to even be able to do these things?
Yeah.
So it's all in there. The book is available now.
Yes.
everybody
It
can.
is.
Like I said, it's a fantastic fantastic gift as we're going
It's
into
actually on
this.
discount, I think, on Amazon. I saw today. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, right.
Amazon.
Great, amazing. You can check that out now.
Yeah, it'll show up quick to your doorstep just in time for the holidays.
Yep.
And we're so excited about the last season of
thank
Outlander.
you.
And congratulations on such a successful show.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's so kind.
Thank you so much for joining us, Sam.
Thanks for having
thank
me.
you.
I appreciate it. I was going to ask you about. I know you're finished.
Oh no, God.
I was going to ask you about your Eagles top. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not going well, is it?
Thanks.
Subject.
Sorry.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Sorry to say, but
They won yesterday.
yeah, I saw.
They did play the Raiders, which they are terrible.
You would hope they would beat them. Yeah.
You would hope, and thank God they did. And yeah, the few weeks before that were not pleasant.
It started well, and then you guys went somewhere else. Like I said, I just, I'm British. Obviously, I don't have a team, but I follow all the teams, and I'm so passionate. I wanted to go see the Giants yesterday, but it was too cold.
Yeah,
that would have been a brutal game to go to.
And no offense to,
offense.
that's just not the game to go to.
It wasn't
like
the game.
it's
No.
maybe it was the 3-11 command, like it's just a tough. Yeah, that would be a tough one.
I'll come see the Eagles next time.
Yes. Maybe next season. You never know what could happen this
Lincoln
season.
Financial Field is lovely. It says not a short trip to Philadelphia from here if you're in New York. And that's definitely the place to be. Do you follow the football or like you a Premier League fan, or are you Scottish?
I'm not a huge soccer fan.
Okay.
But the World Cup is huge, and Scotland
I was going to say that's why I was going to bring it up.
It was like a national party when they got in, and we are so excited. I can't wait. I want to be in Boston. I want to come and watch the games.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Gonna be,
so
we
fun.
say no Scotland, no party. We have the Tartan Army, which is our supporters. They are so fun, and I hope we're gonna do well.
I think Boston's the perfect location for them too.
the
It's like I
party
feel
spot.
like the Scottish folk are going to flood the streets of Boston.
We will. We'll be there with our kilts.
There's a lot of kilts there anyway.
Kilts and-
Right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true.
There's a lot.
That is
We'll
true.
fit right in. So,
exactly.
I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Cheers.